What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is currently right around 2 a.m. We're filling up the Duramax. We got an empty trailer on the back and we're gonna go pick up a new car for the channel. We have about an 8-hour drive to New Jersey, so I guess we'll pick this video up once we get there. Alrighty boys, so after a very stressful trip to Jersey, we had some truck issues. We'll explain that later, but we did make it here and we're trying to get the car as together as we can to get it in the trailer. Yeah, here's a little hint. So you Evo boys probably already know, we bought an Evo 10, same color as Jared's car, and essentially what happened is spun a rod and just needs a rebuilt motor, some TLC, and hopefully we can have this thing up and running. But first look. So this is definitely going to be the biggest puzzle on the channel yet. I've never built an Evo or a 4B, so yeah, being that it's already all torn apart, half the work's already done. And yeah, it's just going to be a massive puzzle trying to piece it all together. But we got the case there. We got the transfer case and the trans here. We got a bunch of totes. It's like intake manifold, bunch of intercooler piping. Whole bunch of stuff. Whole lot of bins. And then looks like an ACT clutch here as well. Is this the first time this thing's seen sunlight in like 2 years?
I should try that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, in like 2 years.
2 years. So as soon as we get the car rolled outside, it starts to rain on us. We gotta somehow get this thing aligned. The driveway's like a big ass hill, so trying to get the trailer backed up right so we don't have to turn this all the way around. And we'll just use the come along to get it into the trailer. We left my buddy's house right around 10 o'clock last night, and it is now noon the next day, but we made it home safe and sound with the Evo. So I gotta get everything unloaded. I'm not even sure where I'm gonna put everything yet because we don't have a whole lot of room. I might just keep a lot of it in the trailer for now, but we'll get the car unloaded, get what we can unloaded, and then yeah, I'm probably just gonna start by doing what I normally do, cleaning it all up and going from there. Now, like I was mentioning yesterday, we've been having some issues with the Duramax. Check engine light kicked on the way to New Jersey. I was about 7 hours away from home, so you know, it definitely gets a little stressful. And then it was putting it in limp mode, so I didn't know what it was. My scan tool wasn't reading any codes, so I pulled over, checked the oil. I should say your boy ran it a little low on oil, maybe not even on the dipstick. Yeah, it was low, so filled it up, check engine light came back on. So of course after that, I'm just thinking it's an oil pressure thing, but oil pressure looked okay. So I stopped at a Chevy dealership, they scanned it with their tool, and it's coming back just an IAT sensor, intake air temp. So I think I already know what it is. There's a wire in there that's pretty kinked, and it probably is just, you know, not getting a good enough connection, which was best case scenario. I was so worried about it being like an oiling thing. So super relieved there. We did have to fight it on the way back, going in limp mode every 30 seconds, but we made it. All right, just got everything kind of cleared out of the front of the trailer, took the straps off. The only thing holding the car right now is the e-brake. So this is gonna get a little sketchy because I can't steer the car And also, I'm not really sure if the brakes work. So the only thing I know works is the e-brake. So probably gonna push the car kind of up to the crease here and then get in it and just work the e-brake until we're down in the shop. Now once I'm down here, I do have the little wheel dolly so we can get the car jacked up on, and that way we can be able to push it around. The steering we should be able to get back connected. I think it's just the linkage inside the car is disconnected, but we're gonna have to drop the subframe anyways to get the rest of the motor and trans back in the car eventually. So I'll probably just leave it for now, and that way, you know, when we gotta drop the subframe, it's one less thing we gotta do. Got the car in the garage. Let's do a quick run through and I'll show you guys what's going on with it. So obviously there's nothing in here. It did spin a rod and the case looks good. So we're probably gonna reuse the case. Crankshaft is smoked. Yeah, it's all warped and apparently it overheated and yeah, really just melted the bearing. So that's smoked. Case we should be able to use. We have boxes and boxes of parts. So we got one here. And then coming in the trailer, obviously we got the front bumper, which I'm probably going to replace with like a Vara style front bumper. Transmission, bunch of freaking boxes of parts. We got an aluminum valve cover down under there. Transfer case is over there. Fender liners, you know. Turbo, it does have a Blausch 2.0 XTR Dominator turbo on it, so you probably make like 550 with that on E. Here is the stock valve cover, which we'll probably replace with the aluminum one. Intake manifold, fuel rail, injectors, you know. Yeah, we got everything, it's just in pieces. Now the car itself also needs some love. It does need a wing. He was gonna part out the car, so he actually sold the wing before I bought it. So we do need a wing. Right now it does just have the stock wheels on it, so I'll probably do wheels. We need, the interior just needs a good cleanup. It was sitting in his garage with the window down, so there's actually some mold on the seats as well. Yeah, definitely just needs a good cleaning, shampooing, and extracting. We do have VLAN headlights with the car, which is a cool upgrade. As far as body work, this fender, I guess he tapped the deer with like the old fender and he replaced this and it looks like he tried to spray it himself. And yeah, it's no bueno right here. So we're gonna have to probably just replace the fender, get it paint matched. Same thing, I think he sprayed the fender and tried to match it with the A-pillar and the door. As you can see, the paint on the door is definitely like darker right here and then it kind of glosses out. So probably have to get the door resprayed and then the A-pillar as well and maybe the skirt. So as far as body panels, just the fender and then the front bumper most likely and then get it all resprayed. We should be good. Not a whole lot of dents in the car, just little ones. Hopefully we can find a PDR guy to pull out some little dents here and there. Now I know VIS sells like that Varis style front bumper. It is a rep, but obviously you're saving a lot of money. I do have a budget for this build and I don't want to go over it. So if I get the VIS kit, it comes with the bumper, the fenders, and a rear bumper. And that would, you know, obviously solve our problems right there. So might do that, might go that route, but haven't figured it out yet. Right now I just want to get the car cleaned up and try to get it running before we worry about all the little stuff. I've never built an Evo before, so all this is new to me. I've been just trying to stare at it and figure out everything. The wiring harness looks a lot more complex than a Subaru, but we'll figure it out. So first thing I think I want to do, because this car is kind of dirty inside and out, is just start cleaning it up. So we'll clean up all the electrical wires, clean up your AC lines, power steering lines, and then just hit everything in here with degreaser. Try to clean up the frame rails, the strut towers. The subframe we can probably get a lot easier when it's back out of the car, but I just want to try to get everything cleaned up. We can clean up the exterior a little bit. Now this window is down, and with no battery, it's going to be kind of a pain to get it back up, so probably just have to cover that up and go from there. Yeah, you can definitely see like clear coat on there. Definitely needs some TLC. And then the interior, like I said, just needs a really good cleaning all the way around. It should be good. As far as the engine build goes, I plan on doing a similar setup to what I have in Panzer as far as the Manley pistons and rods. We're going to use a stock crankshaft, obviously all brand new because that one is smoked. And then I need to pick up some head gaskets, a gasket kit, probably do oil cooler, everything that oil goes through essentially in these blocks, because when you spin a rod or you spin a bearing, same thing, but when that happens, you're sending metal shavings throughout your engine. Wherever the oil goes, you're gonna have metal shavings. So we gotta get everything cleaned up what we can and then replace the little stuff, oil pump, oil cooler, that kind of stuff. So after peeping inside for a little while, it is an absolute mess in here. You can see all the panels are over there. You know, nothing is connected. So what I wanna do is just, while it's all torn apart already, pull the interior out, pull the seats, pull everything out, clean it all up, and then we'll get it all back in there, looking a lot better. So at least the inside of the car will be nice and clean, because right now it is not so much. All right, fast forwarding to the next day. Got pretty late last night. I ended up cleaning up the garage, getting the trailer put away, cleaning up the house a little bit. But it's the next day now. Let's get this interior pulled on the car. Now, I do want to show you guys something. Obviously, we got the case and then the heads here. And this morning, I went and pulled the heads out of the trailer and noticed that all the buckets are off the top of the valves, which means that we're going to have to set our own valve lash on all of these. I do have the buckets that came off of it, but they're just in a bag, unlabeled. So if you guys don't know how those buckets work, essentially they sit on top of the valve and the cam sits on top of the buckets, and there's got to be a certain amount of clearance underneath the cam and the bucket, so that way when the cam rotates, it's pushing down on that bucket, opening a valve. If you have too little clearance, you're gonna, when the heat makes it all expand, you might have a leaky valve because it's gonna be holding it open. Or if you have too much clearance, you're gonna get a little rattle in the engine block because your bucket's bouncing up and down against the cam. So we're gonna have to, go through it probably one by one and test clearance and, play that game until we get them all in the right spot. But we gotta still get those out to the machine shop, get them decked, get them honed, get everything done to the engine cases themselves, I guess, before we even think about building. For now, let's get this interior yanked out and we'll go from there.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
All right, we got the seats out of the car. I'm gonna grab the vacuum and just start going to town on the carpet. You can see there is like little mold spots on the carpet as well. So I'm gonna go get a shampooer from Lowe's and just start kind of shampooing and then extracting all this stuff out. Same thing with the seats. We'll get everything off the seats. Passenger's in pretty good condition, minus all the moldy stuff, but we should be able to clean this up nice. And then the driver's side, same deal, but there are two little holes down here we're gonna try to get fixed up at an upholstery shop. And the headpiece is pretty worn out. I don't think there's really much bringing that back to life, but we'll see what they can do at the shop. And then floor mats, we'll get these all cleaned up. Back seat is pretty bad. A lot of mold on there, so hopefully we can get all that out. Pretty dang nasty in here. I have the fuel tank wide open, trying to use the smell from that to break the smell of the mold. And also, if you look down in that tank, there ain't a drop of fuel down there. I don't know what that is down there, but we got to clean that up as well before we put it back together. Just went ahead and took out the center console, make it a little easier and we can clean a little bit more. So let's break out the vacuum, frickin' clean this pig. Alright, went ahead and just lightly vacuumed up the passenger side. Looks a whole lot better already. Still gotta do the driver's side. You can see the difference over there compared to here. So we're still gonna go ahead and hit the entire carpet with the shampooer and then extract it. Should look brand new after that, hopefully. And then I did go ahead and just vacuum up, clean up the seat a little bit. The good thing is all the little mold stuff comes off. Obviously, we're also gonna shampoo this, make these like brand new. Hopefully get those little stains out maybe. But I'm super happy that they can be cleaned up and honestly look pretty good. I'm just gonna go and vacuum up the driver's side real quick. So yeah, be clean in 3, 2, 1. All right, just went ahead, quickly hit this side with the vacuum. Looks a little better. Obviously all the stuff there by the center console will come out with the shampooer. And we should be good after that. I went ahead and also hit all this with the vacuum. Got all the little leaves and dirt, all that crap out of here. So looks a whole lot better. I'm gonna have to take a break here to go edit this video. That way I can get it up to you guys tonight. You guys are gonna be seeing this same day. It is Monday. And yeah, hopefully I can get this thing edited in like 5 hours, get it uploaded to YouTube, and y'all can see this car. So I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the new project and catch you in the next one. Till then, peace out. See y'all later.